With Like the Wind, also known as the most mysterious song considered solved, I kept seeing more and more messages asking the same question. What is the new most mysterious song? I'm here to review some candidates, some of which I've done videos on and others which I haven't, at least not yet, as well as share my own thoughts. So, let's take a look in alphabetical order based on what these songs are most commonly called. With a search lasting over 3 years, it's pretty easy to see this song already has something going for it. Plus, it's from the 1980s, which matters because in most cases, the older something is, the harder it could be to find someone that has the level of proof we need that's still alive and living. In fact, I was recently discussing on the FMM Discord a Canadian music expert I thought could really help on this song, a person named Keith Sharp, only to find out he'd recently passed away. Along with that is the fact that this song comes from Canada, which, interestingly enough, was historically less than great about media preservation, something I'll discuss more in depth when I make my video about The World Was So Easy. Beyond the age and Canada factors, this song is also somewhat unique in having a fairly devoted original poster, though how much he's actually helped, well, that might be a conversation for another time. Still, it's clear that even outside his musical expertise gained by being a DJ himself, that numerous musically knowledgeable people have been unable to even get as close to an answer, which definitely makes this a clear entry.
I'm your curly toes and pink ribbons and bows.
Believe it or not, this song is my most requested song I have yet to make a video about. And while there's little doubt this song is bad in almost every regard, it makes me a little bit uneasy to say that outright, if only because it's fairly clear that this song was recorded by whoever sang it for one person, Ben. It's still not clear how Erwin Chused, who produced the CD containing Curly Toes, even got this track, though I can say it was not from dumpster diving as commonly reported. In fact, that claim came out of Erwin making a comment about finding outsider music being like dumpster diving, as well as giving us the closest thing to an explanation of how he obtained it we're likely going to get. This came as a result of tape trading amongst DJs in the 1980s and 1990s, which is to say it seems pretty much impossible to ever ID our vocalist here. In fact, this song almost certainly doesn't have a copyright entry on any sort of copyright database or musician's rights database. It simply may be anonymous forever. Fly Away, also known as the Akiba tape and also known as the most mysterious song in Japan. With a search also lasting at least 3 years, this song has confused and befuddled numerous Japanese musical experts. Beyond that, the song has had quite a few potential leads which seemed promising, but ultimately led nowhere. Oh, and then there's the fact that, yes, this song is almost certainly from Japan, so there's going to be a language barrier. Now, that hasn't impacted some searches. For example, My Wandering Fire was in Russian and from Russia, but was quickly solved by community members that quite literally did better at being PIs than an actual PI. Which really begs the question, if the language barrier isn't the issue, and this song is so well known, especially among Japanese, why is it still unknown?
Crazy ladies in gingerbread houses, light the lanterns for the shipwrecked sailors.
This song is impressively produced and has also had searchers looking for it for quite a while. With a fairly clear subject matter, a festival called Illumination Night that happens in the United States East Coast city of Martha's Vineyard, you'd think it couldn't be that hard to find out who sang a song about such a niche subject matter. Yet the Lostwave community has talked to so many people connected to Martha's Vineyard that it's effectively ruled out as a lead, and with the original poster sadly being scared off by bad actors, having any idea of how to solve this one seems like a challenge. I mean, this is a German new wave rock song from the mid to late 1980s. Do I need to say more? Well, I will anyway. This song definitely has very clear parallels to Like the Wind, including the fact that it may have played on the same radio station that played Like the Wind. This search, started by Renee over 3 years ago, is one of only 2 songs Renee is the original poster of that remain unsolved. Yet with almost 10 songs being ID'd, only this and one other remain. That song being Trip to Rio, which is also, spoiler alert, on this list. After learning that Fex was this band that hardly anyone had heard of that played at German music festival along with a few appearances as well, it goes to show how truly obscure some of these bands can be. If it took years and significantly more attention than any other Lostwave song has ever received to solve Like the Wind, you start to believe that this song could be in a similar situation. The Fallen King. Is it any surprise that what is almost certainly the most mysterious metal song is on this list? Well, it shouldn't be. Despite knowing a decent amount about this song, such as not only the radio station that it likely played on, but even the DJ who likely played it, we still have yet to solve it. It feels even more frustrating when there are promising leads like the band Z Rose that lead nowhere, and to top it all off, there are, in my opinion, more YouTube comments that claim that they know they've heard this song than normal, which just adds to the frustration of this one remaining unsolved. Trip to Rio. Well, look at that. It's yet another German new wave rock song from the 1980s, and it's again from Renee, the same original poster as Poor Christmas. Renee certainly does seem to have a knack for recording some super obscure stuff off the radio. And the biggest lead for this song is a super obscure band that played in a German rock festival. Now, why does that sound familiar? To top it all off, this song is, well, a bit more quirky than Poor Christmas. Plus, we likely have the full version of Poor Christmas, while we only have about a minute of this one. Does that make this harder to solve? Regardless, it's yet another challenging candidate.
And every moment that I'm living, I think of you and your eyes, you and your eyes.
My video on this song was one of the first I ever made, and trying to make sense of the numerous defunct websites involved in the search for this was an absolute headache. Since then, while we've made what I'd call progress, the progress we've made has only made things more confusing. Given the Italo dance scene being so incredibly broad and full of obscure artists, DJs, and producers, topped off with Chinese media preservation and policies towards sites that even have a hint of piracy, it shouldn't be a surprise that this song is going to be hard, if not outright impossible to solve. In fact, within the Your Eyes channel on the FMM Discord, several people have become convinced that the artist behind this track has truly lost the time and this song is truly unsolvable. Though recent developments indicate that there may be a path to a solve on this, but I feel like I've heard that before and I'm a little bit weary. So, before I go on to review this list and share my opinion, I wanted to give honorable mentions to 2 songs that almost made their way to this list. The Chats With You song, which has a long, storied history, but also has an amazingly involved original poster and lots of development over the last few months that had me convinced this song could be solved extremely soon, even potentially by the end of this year. And Somewhere in the Night, another AOR song, just like Just a Game, which has a lot of things making the search complicated, including a sample we know is pitch shifted. But given a shorter search time for this than the other candidates on this list, it just didn't seem like it was something that I could quite include. With that all being said, I'm now going to share my completely subjective but also correct opinion. The new final boss of Lostwave, the new most mysterious song is Curly Toes. Yes, I know, it's a silly song. It's a bad song. But it's likely going to be impossible to find. However, if you were to tell me that I couldn't pick Curly Toes, it definitely has an aura of unfinest. then the song I'd pick as the new most mysterious song is Your Eyes. Just seeing the sheer amount of serious searchers that have put effort into this one gives me a sense of appreciation, plus a headache. But what did you think? Do you agree with my opinion, or does another song on the list deserve to be the new most mysterious song? Perhaps it's a song I didn't even mention in this video. So let me know in the comments below. Oh, and until next time, I'm PersonOfDistraction, and I'm now listening to.
I'm your curly toes and pink ribbons and bows. Crazy ladies in gingerbread houses, like the legends for the shipwrecked sailors.
And every moment that I'm living, I think of you and your eyes, you and your eyes.